Good morning. Good morning to each of you. I am Dr. Corrine Johnson, and I would like to welcome each of you on this morning to Grace for Today 5 Minute Devotional. And on this morning, we're going to be talking about categories of strongholds. And our key scripture is going to be coming from 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verses 4 through 5. And it says, "The weapons of our warfare are not of the flesh, but divinely powerful for the destruction of fortresses. We are destroying speculations and every lofty thing raised up against the knowledge of God, and we are taking every thought captive to the obedience of Christ." And so when we think about emotional strongholds, we've been talking about this now for the last couple of days, and emotional strongholds tend to fall into three categories. Now, the first category of stronghold is that strongholds that are rooted in your past. For an example, you may have been traumatized during your developmental years, right? Well, perhaps you experienced times of neglect on, a lack of love, low self-esteem. You might have suffered a lot of abuse. And so this category also includes things that occurred as recently as last month when we think about the past. So your choices as an adult might have triggered difficult consequences and deep regret. In either case, an emotional groove was formed, and you have adopted it as your normal way of thinking and looking at life. So the second category of strongholds is the strongholds that are rooted in your now, in your present, right? Things that are happening right now. You might be facing trials and tests that are causing emotional fatigue and distress. You may perhaps maybe even be working in an environment that may be unstable. Your boss is demanding, or you are in a difficult relationship. Your health may have taken a turn for the worse, or your child might be being rebellious. Challenges like these can attack your emotional stability, looking for comfort, right? From food. You may find comfort in illicit relationships or any other quick fix that you think that's going to fix the situation, but it actually makes it worse. The third category of emotional strongholds involves the future. And this is most easily summed up by the words worry. Worry is one of the most common strongholds for a whole lot of people. You start asking yourself questions like, what if I get cancer? What if my husband has a heart attack? What if my wife gets sick? What if my children, dies in a car wreck? What if we lose our retirement funds and have to foreclose on our mortgage? What if our marriage doesn't make it? People who worry about the future become paralyzed today. In the Bible, Queen Esther had every reason to be held hostage to a fear of the future. The king had decreed the annihilation of all the Jews, which unbeknownst to him included her. So regardless, Esther did not cower down under a fear of the future. Rather, she walked victoriously in the present. She was afraid, yes, she was, but her courage overcame her fear, and her wisdom led her to ask her friends and family to pray for her. So, what triggers most of your emotional strongholds? Is it difficulties in the past? Is it the trials that you're dealing with in this very moment right now? Is it trials in your present? Is it fears of the future? Or is it all three? When you identify the source of your strongholds, you can isolate the lies and replace them with God's truth that is only going to set you free. And so, on this morning, we certainly thank each of you for tuning in and joining with me for Grace for Today 5-minute devotional. And it is my prayer that as you go forth on today, that you will go forth and have a blessed day.